Though independence from Britain was the main focus of the colony's call for rebellion, Americans knew changes were needed in other areas of life as well. While many people complained of taxation without representation, others were also demanding reform in social areas. A light was beginning to be shed on the issues of social equality, voting rights, slavery, religion, and women's rights. For many colonists, especially those in higher social classes, the rally cry of "everyone should have equal rights" was something with which they weren't sure they completely agreed. Some feared equality for all social classes would lead to unlawful outbursts like those that occurred during the Stamp Act crisis and the Boston Tea Party. How could poor tenants and farmers be trusted with the same rights and responsibilities as wealthy landlords and business owners, they asked. Others were not keen on giving everyone the right to vote in public elections. Typically, during this era, the right to vote was only enjoyed by white males who owned a certain amount of property. Lawmakers assumed that those who did not have property had no interest or stake in the government, and they believed their lack of property proved they did not have a proper work ethic or the moral values to vote intelligently on such important matters. The institution of slavery also came under increased attack during the enlightened Revolutionary era. While American leaders were quick to complain about the moral wrong of the British essentially making slaves of the colonists, many of those same founding fathers were slave owners. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson both operated farms that utilized slave labor. The slavery issue heated up even more when the royal governor of Virginia, Lord Dunmore, announced that all slaves willing to bear arms against their masters who were rebellious to the crown would be given their freedom. Though a majority of the colonies supported an official religion called the Established Church, the philosophy of enlightenment and the Great Awakening served to diminish the strict structure of established religions. Following the Revolution, a separation between religion and the state governments began to grow. Most states decreased their support for religious institutions, stating the burden of maintaining a church should be on the shoulders of individual members of the church. In 1786, Thomas Jefferson proposed the Statute of Religious Liberty to the legislature.
Our civil rights have no dependence on our religious opinions, any more than our opinions in physics or geometry. All men shall be free to profess, and by argument maintain their opinion in matters of religion, and that the same shall no wise diminish, enlarge, or affect their civil capacities. Thomas Jefferson, 1786.
The Revolution also began to stir cries for change in the area of women's rights. While the popular opinion of the time was women lacked the necessary intellect or emotional stability to deal with complex and sordid political issues, philosophers such as John Locke had already stated that because women had the ability to reason, they should be entitled to an equal voice in voting on public issues. Though her views differed from those of her husband, Abigail Adams, the wife of John Adams, hoped the revolution would bring an opportunity for women to gain equal rights with men. As she helped set the course of the nation, Abigail Adams encouraged her husband to remember the ladies and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. Though they were not given total equality immediately, the social status of women did improve following the revolution. Women gained more educational opportunities and gained higher profiles in society. While the Revolutionary War did not immediately result in a perfect human society, as many enlightened thinkers hoped, it did result in creating an environment where reform and the means for producing social change would be possible.